video. You thought you had a medal? Yeah.
You guys put your medals on so I can get it over.
Well, from us here at Red Poppy Ranch, we hope you are all well in the world, regardless of where you're at. On this week's video, we're going to be darting, disease testing, and ear tagging our deer, as well as trying to get the shop completely finished up. All right, you go in there.
Or do you want to go in there? Because you've probably done it.
You want me to go there?
Yeah. Or should I go?
I think we could probably both go right there if we wanted to. Find a spot, keep going down there. Let's find this new spot. So this is the very first time I'm going to turn the water on to this bathroom out here in the shop. And assuming I did my job right as the plumber, we better not have any leaks. Okay, so on a day like today, I'm not going to have a chance to sit down and eat lunch. So if I reach into my glove box over here, I'm going to find a box of my favorite snack, Chomps. I personally like the jalapeno better than the original flavor, but the kids in Cedar like the original flavor. The kids regularly take the original flavor in their lunches for school. The jalapeno, I keep on standby for when I have days just like today. So they're simple to eat. They're not messy. I love the flavors. Jalapeno is my personal favorite. The kids love the original, which has a very mild, very easy to eat flavor, but there's also a turkey flavor. 10 grams of protein in the original flavor. Turkey is 12 grams of protein, 100 calories, no sugar. This is why Chomps is my go-to on days like today. So Chomps is Whole30 approved, which means the ingredients are very high quality. If you're on a high protein diet, this would be perfect for you. Grass-fed, grass-finished beef, my favorite snack by far. So if you haven't tried Chomps and you want to try the original flavor or some of the other flavors, the jalapeno again is my personal favorite, click the link in the description, and like me, you'll find out why I keep these things around. You can be my So this week's video is entirely focused on our little fallow deer herd and getting the ear tagging and disease testing done that I've been putting off for almost 6 months now. I have to have a state inspector and a local veterinarian help with the process, so it's not going to be cheap, but it's something that's required to have these deer here at our farm. And naturally, to make this work right, I need to do what I'm asked to do. So it has taken me 6 months to get the fallow deer, especially the does, to where they trust me enough to eat out of my hands and for them to let me touch the backs of their necks, which is really the most vulnerable part of their bodies, typically where predators attack. And I'm afraid that by the end of this week, they may not feel the same way about me that they do right now. But as I suspected, the deer trap worked perfectly. Easy. Easy. Oh. Easy. They know something's up, but I just accomplished the thing that I needed to do. I needed to separate the buck from the does. And then the plan is to just kind of use this as a squeeze and hopefully test all of the does without putting any of them to sleep. Because they're pregnant, I would rather not do that, and I told the veterinarian this, so step one is complete. So this is our mature buck who has to weigh somewhere around 225 pounds at the moment. Once he was asleep enough, I laid on top of him and we put a new ear tag on him and drew a little bit of blood, and then we got him out of the way. And it would turn out that he would be the easiest deer of them all. You might pay attention to how clean I am right here and how dirty I end up by the time we're done with all the deer. This is our other little 1.5-year-old buck, and I wanted to get him out of the way as well. Because I didn't want to put the does under like I did the buck, I would isolate the does, then put my body weight on them and hold them down while we put new ear tags on them and drew a little bit of blood. You ready? Ready?
Ready. Gates open. Yeah.
Well, the veterinarian just left, the state inspector just left, everything is done. Hallelujah. I feel like I just got ran over by a freight train. It's crazy how much effort it takes to hold one of those little does down. Those does probably weigh 120 pounds right now. They're all very healthy and they all have babies in them. So I tried to be as cautious and careful as I can. It went as good as it possibly could have under the circumstances. I can see some minor improvements where it would be easier to isolate the deer if I put maybe some little 2-foot dividers in between those panels, but overall it was a success. So I got them all tagged, I got all the testing done. The veterinarian took all of the blood samples. He's now going to do his thing. He's going to send the results to both the state inspector as well as myself. I'm confident that there's no disease, but I still have to wait until all the testing is done. From this point on, hopefully I won't have to really deal with the big deer, especially a big buck like that. I should never have to mess around with him again. We went ahead and put RFID tags on everything instead of the old traditional tags. It ruined a pair of jeans, ruined a shirt, but the job's done, and that's all that matters at this point. So when the babies come, we got to do ear tags again. The plan is to not wait until they get too big and too strong. But then once the babies have those ear tags, this is something I'm going to have to do probably once a year as far as the ear tags. I'm happy to get this done. This has taken almost 6 months to get resolved. So I'm sure happy to have it done. So this is one of about a dozen trash cans that I would save from the crusher at the scrapyard that got dumped at our scrapyard by the Forest Service. I believe this particular trash can is from 1957. Made in the good old US of A in 1957. Cedar wanted something right here in the garden where she could keep a few things out of the weather. So he's coming over here, walking around. That's always good. How you doing, buddy? How's everybody else doing? Looks like everybody else is doing okay. Everybody's trying to figure out what happened today. You know, let me... I think everybody's good. Now that they've got plenty of water, I think everybody's good. In between all the stuff going on with the deer, I'm trying to get every last little detail done out here in the shop. And this is one of the details that I've kind of been anxiously awaiting. I'm assuming either my grandmother or possibly even my great-grandmother ordered this, more than likely out of a Sears catalog back in the 20s or the 30s. But this hanging lamp came out of the ranch house over on the family farm where my dad grew up. Because of my Uncle Joel, this light is now hanging out here in the shop at Red Poppy Ranch. Inside this wall is a 3/4 inch ball valve that needs to be protected from the weather. I'm going to do that with a quick and easy access panel.
Okay, one for you,
Thank you.
one for the road.
Thanks, Cedar.
You're welcome. Enjoy your snacks.
Appreciate it.
Well, this week we had the privilege of meeting Drew from Tennessee when he happened to be in the area for a family event. He took some time to come up and say hi and sit down and talk with Cedar and I for a minute. Hope to see you again soon, Drew. Now that it's been over a year since I painted, there's definitely some spots that need to be touched up here and there. So before we put the flooring down and try and get the place finished up, I want to go over everything that needs paint and caulking. Cedar's helping me clean off any residual dust before I paint, but we've got some friends and family that are due to show up here in the next week or two, and I don't want to make any more excuses for my wife, so I just need to buckle down and get it finished. Well, I had to move the light over about 6 inches and the outlet over about another 7 inches, but all the drywall is done and it just needs a little bit of paint, and then the bathroom's finished. I have flooring in the loft left to do. I have a little bit of painting up here, a little bit of touch up here. And I've got the tankless water heater, and I've got to put some insulation over the top of the second story. And then I'm done with the shop. I don't have to worry about whether or not it's usable. Everything's done. We've got some friends and family both that will likely use the shop later this summer. So as soon as I get those last 3 things done, I can get back on the retaining wall and do the stuff that I really want to do. So the bump side diesel, by the way, is now going to come back into the shop just long enough for me to get it running and get the wiring figured out. And then in the next, hopefully 2 weeks, that thing will be on the road as well. So lots to do, not enough time to do it. Thanks for stopping by, and we will see you in a week. That light came out of the ranch.